Something doesn't add up about the ambassador's death in Paris. At first, French media claimed his phone was found in a dangerous forest, but now, prosecutors say that never happened. So why was that lie told in the first place? In this video, we'll break down what really happened, why the story keeps changing, and what it could be hiding. Why there's no autopsy report released up to this point? Stay tuned. The truth might be far more complicated than we were first told. Something about this story doesn't sit right. From the very beginning, the death of Nathi Mthethwa in Paris has been surrounded by shock, lie, confusion, contradictions, and questionable reporting. And now the French prosecutor's office has quietly corrected what appears to have been a significant falsehood spread by the French media. Initially, reports suggested that one of the ambassador's phones had been discovered in the Bois de Boulogne, a forested area in Paris known for its dangers and its reputation for late-night criminal activity. The implication was clear. Perhaps the ambassador had gone there for reasons unknown, perhaps even suspicious ones. It was a detail that immediately shifted public perception, from a tragic suicide to something darker, something mysterious. But now, the official word from the French authorities is very different. They say there was no such movement to the Bois de Boulogne. The ambassador went directly from his official residence, less than a kilometer away, to the Hyatt Regency Hotel. No detours, no mysterious stop in a forest, no phone discovered in the woods. This raises a serious question. Why did the French media get it so wrong?
Yes, a major development, Vuyo. Just to be clear, I'm about 2 hours north of Paris, and I'll explain where I am in a moment. But the news from Paris is very important, and it's been disclosed to me within the last hour by the prosecutor's office, which has been overseeing the French investigation into Nathi Mthethwa's death. They say now categorically that French media reports a week ago, late Monday going into Tuesday, that the ambassador's phone, one of his two cell phones, had been recovered in the Bois de Boulogne, a pretty unsafe, big wooded area in the center of Paris. Very nice by day, but completely unsafe at night, and not a very salubrious location either. Those reports were wrong. It was also incorrectly reported by French media that police, because they had found that phone in the Bois de Boulogne, then started searching the Bois de Boulogne for the ambassador. They tell me this afternoon here that the only movement from the ambassador on Monday was when he departed the ambassador's residence in Paris and then made his way straight to the Hyatt Regency Hotel about 1 kilometer away from the residence. You can walk it in 25 minutes. I don't know how he got to the Hyatt Regency, whether he was driven there or indeed walked it himself. But police now say that was the only movement of the ambassador exactly 1 week ago. We know that it's almost precisely a week. It will be in 90 minutes' time that the ambassador last Monday left his residence in Paris, telling his wife that he was heading out to attend a cocktail reception. The next thing that we knew, of course, was that Bois Mthethwa, the ambassador's now widow, raised the alarm later in the evening when he didn't come home. And now we know categorically that he went straight to the Hyatt Regency Hotel, where at some point, we don't know at what time, either late on Monday or in the early hours of Tuesday, he appears to have taken his own life. I got off the phone just a few minutes ago with Dr. Sfiso Buthelezi, the family's spokesman, broke the news to him that the police were now absolutely clear that both the ambassador's cell phones had been recovered at the Hyatt Regency, and he told me that he was in a meeting at the time, but he told me that he was going immediately to contact Mrs. Mthethwa to share that news with her, because it is an important aspect of the investigation. There were anxieties and concerns as to why that phone might have been found in the Bois de Boulogne. It is not the kind of place you want to go walking at night. And Mrs. Mthethwa last week was, I think it's fair to say, worried about those reports and uncertain where the phone had been recovered. They did not have, the family, as far as I'm aware, transparency from the police about it. They had had the phones returned to them along with the ambassador's belongings. They presumed that those phones had been found at the hotel, but when we discussed those reports in the French media that a phone had been found in the Bois de Boulogne, they also said they wanted to go and get clarity. So now we have that clarity. The ambassador's phones were with him at all times, and the only journey that he made last Monday was from his residence to the Hyatt Regency. So that is another pertinent fact in the investigation that the French authorities are conducting, and that will at some point be joined by the 5 senior investigators from the South African Police Service, who we were told, of course, on Friday were going to arrive here in France over the weekend. But in fact, they are still in South Africa, we have learnt today, trying to secure the appropriate paperwork from the French authorities to journey here. So that's the news of this hour, that we can rule out categorically any suggestion that the ambassador went anywhere near the Bois de Boulogne, that large wooded area, last Monday.
When media outlets accidentally publish misleading information in a high-profile diplomatic case, it often means one of two things. Either there was a deliberate attempt to divert public attention from what really happened, or someone, somewhere, wanted to shape the narrative before the facts came out. In politics and diplomacy, narratives are everything. By suggesting the ambassador had been in a dangerous, scandalous area like the Bois de Boulogne, early reports painted a picture of recklessness or secrecy, a picture that could easily discredit him and, by extension, embarrass his government. Now, with that story proven false, one has to wonder, was it an innocent mistake or a calculated distraction? If this was a simple error, it's a remarkably convenient one that immediately weakened the credibility of the ambassador and muddied the waters of the investigation. But if it wasn't an error, then we might be looking at something much more deliberate, an early attempt to control the international narrative before the truth had a chance to surface. For now, what we know is that the ambassador's movements were straightforward. He left his residence, went to the hotel, and that was it. No secret meeting, no forest trip, no late-night detour. Just a man, and a series of unanswered questions about how and why his final moments have been so poorly represented in the public eye. And perhaps the most haunting question of all is this: if the media was willing to lie about something as verifiable as a phone location, what else have we been told that isn't true? If you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated with more content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us grow and create even more exciting videos for you. Thanks for watching.